Hello bros and welcome to Aspect Zero BroFive production and the next part of the Rising Angels Reborn. So, this game is getting stranger and stranger what it seems as. I still don't really get what the story is about. Maybe it's about finding that weapon, maybe it's just about something else, we'll see. Start recording right here. Whatever. Maybe it's messing with mine as well. I can barely keep the sweat out of my eyes. My water intake isn't keeping up. Major Bromford would be screaming at me right now. I'll be quick. Yeah, and I'll fix everything. Nothing, absolutely nothing, just like before. I pulled myself into a limited shade of ravaged tent. Who cares about the stupid radio? I should have brought another little or two of water. The racist group is still sitting in his nice climate-controlled shawl. Lucy Yerk, this would be so much faster if... No! I'm recording! Go so much faster if I would just apologize to me and help out. You don't look so good. Your face is all red. Just a bit of headache. That's no good. Here. Sue tosses me a wounded butter. I run my finger over the frame stitching and scuffed brown leather. This canteen has been through a few beatings. I made it when I was still a hatchling. A wandering elder showed me how to make it really strong and tough, just like me. Crafting, an odd hobby for a warrior. You have to learn how to make do when you are a warrior. You won't always have what you need in the heat of battle. So non-combat related skills have their places when you are a warrior. You're not going to give up on trying to claim you are a warrior, are you? Not until you realize the truth. And I won't stop until you see the truth. I take a few swings of cool, refreshing water. Even little bones like this are enough to keep me going. Ah, the hair is itching my nose. Find anything? Only this. I toss Soul Discovery to her while she plays it. It's distract myself by watching the shifting sands. I don't need her dire warning again right now. That's life, I suppose. Just like these shifting sands, everything seems to be a constant movement. I'm having a hard time keeping up. The winds of fate seem to be blowing everything around of me, never leaving the truth uncovered for long. But there is no wind here. How that I think about it. What could be shifting? Suri, you said you didn't feel anything in the air, right? No? What about the ground? Slight tremors, but I figured they were. Where are Captain Moonfall and Lieutenant Star? Over by the... A sharp piercing scream breaks the moment of dread in my heart. Too slow, too late. Captain Moonfollow, stay here. I can help. Trust me, stay here. Well, I had combat training, as I think, so I can help. Let's go. We need to help them now. Let's go. Stay put. No, I'm in charge of them. I'm helping. Looks like Commander Sony is going to add an insulation to my charges. Before I have a chance to understand what she meant by that, Suri swings her tail and sent me flying off the feet into the sand. How dare she? I tried to scramble my feet to grab her, but she is already on the move towards the source of the screaming. Like a speeding bullet, Suri is skimming over the sand dunes. Her speed is something I could never match. Her boots look like they are even touching, aren't even touching the ground. Wait. They aren't. In my heart did I understand what she was. The only one who could do this. Whatever is on those shifting sands would have dead without a fight. Why didn't I think about that? Why am I not reacting fast enough? Why am I not understanding enough? I want to blame this heat, but I know the real answer is in my hand. But if I can help, what use am I? No, I refuse to think like that. There has to be something I can do. Yank my radio out of my pack. So come in. What? Tired of chasing after nothing? It's going to pain me to say this, but not nearly as badly as Freya or Kika die because of my lack of judgment. You were right, but we have a bigger issue to worry about. There is something moving under the sand, and I think it attacked Moonfall and Star. Roger, I'm running the takeoff checklist right now. Where are they? Suri took off to save them. Then gods be to her. Get on board. Not until they are here. I'm not having this fight. Get on the shuttle. I'm not moving until I have an entire team here. Call me stupid, but nobody is getting left behind on my watch. Roger. In the distance I can see what appears to be a wild storm of sand blowing towards me, and the head of the departing sewer with Freya and Kika under her arms. We need to go. Those things shog along at the super fast pace. Kika. Freya, are those things? Freya's eyes are closed. The torso of her uniform is stained in the dark red fluid of her blood. Numerous cuts and claws marks decorate her. We need to get to the Dr. Nelson now. Soul, we need to go now. I may have killed her. My Cinnabalogs and roommate might have just paid the price for not keeping my head in the game. Kika, get to the doctor now. Soul, I need you. Just like that, he's gone and abandoned me when I needed him to help me through this. Suri has been doing her best to give Freya aid with our emergency kits, but the blood, more than once, I almost lost my lunch. I have to hide away it in the cockpit with a silent soul. Kika, I need you to put pressure on this wound. Kika, she's going to die if you don't help. Right, I can do this. That's right, we need you. We need her to navigate the star. She's my minion. They expect this from me right here? Right here. Major Puzzling, tell me what you run off like that, so Kia wasn't focused, and we didn't have time to waste, so just like now, time proved worth colony. You see, you keep telling me that we have keep you around the situation like this, so it doesn't happen. Do something. Have you stabilized the bleeding? I'm trying, but those things must have some sort of venom in their claws. I'm having a hard time. Well, alas, anti-venom supply is resting small. This is a little I can do to aid her. But what about the box? I mean, never mind. What box? Perhaps our lonely quartermaster means my most recent shipment of medicine. Perhaps she's right. And there may just be enough for our dear Luffy friend. There better be. I also want a full report of what's contained in the box. That you may think ill of me, a time like now, no matter. Come, let's us take her to my lab. Major President, I want a full report. Commander, there isn't a lot of time. We need to send the ship in pursuit of the shuttle whose route we tracked earlier. Then have Major Tassin take care of it. I waived the safety regulation about being strapped in. I want to know what happened down there. Down there? Kika, I need you to tell AI to coordinate the follow. Are you sure you can handle that? Of course I can. Leave everything to me. Report to the bridge as soon as you are done. I want your story as well. Bridge, now. How am I to explain this? Alright, now it's a little calm music. I don't like that. I read super fast in cases like that. How long have I recorded? How long did it? Oh, it took 10 minutes. Well, I'm glad we saved this for that episode. This episode. That recording was the only thing you found down there. Yes, ma'am. I did a true sweep of the site and did not find anything else of value. Just like the previous set, everything has been stripped of information. 2 hours on the ground side, and that was all you were able to discern. Yes, ma'am. I've heard tales about how Cetus were master in discovering even the most hidden truth. This performance is not living up to those standards. Yes, ma'am. Did you take photographs of either ground side or later study? Of course not. Many%, did you ensure that your security officer had performed her checks to ensure safety of my crew? Oh, now she is my security officer. I did. We ensured that all potential measures were taken. So you let Captain Moonfall out of your line of vision? She was within shouting distance and had Lieutenant Starr with her. How could I have foreseen this? Correct. You all made the right choice at the start. When you heard from this recording that their team had been attacked, did you deem it important to notify them? That is my fault, ma'am. So? I was arguing with Major Pussy and started to fight with her. She was going to notify Captain Moonfall, but I pulled her away from it. Therein judgment resides with me. Don't let him lie to you. I was the one who cared more about finding more clues. They're both wrong, Commander. I just watched them fighting instead of doing anything to break it up. You all screwed up equally. As the ranking officer in charge of this operation, I bear all responsibility for what happened out there. Major, you will learn as you command that there are times when you could have prevented a catastrophe. Hindsight will always be perfect. You screwed up today in a way that could have been prevented. You let emotions drive you and let you guard down. Captain Moonfall had to pay for the mistake. But mistakes happen. Learn from this. Tell me what happened to Captain Moonfall. I can explain that. By all means. Faye was investigating some wildflowers she had noticed on the fridge of the camp. The pup thought it was really strange because it was the only flora she had found. What were you doing? Thinking. So both of your guards were down and you were outside of the visual range of Lieutenant Suri. Well, I'm sorry. We thought everything was safe. Bearing. I'm sorry if my bearing isn't rock hard right now. I'm a little shook up. 1 minute of staring off into space and next where there was these things leaping out of the sand. They were like large fish with a singular grapple to the tail. These long-curved ghostly things, they remind me of the night sky. They were on top of Faye before I could do anything. I tried to beat them off Faye, but they were just swarmed all over her. I hit them, but they just kept coming. I meant something. It means something, right? She might have been gravely injured, but I saved her life. We will see in time. Lieutenant Suri, does that match your impression of them? Swan was the best way I described them. I think the campsite was on top of their nest. Could they have been used as a defense from intruders to set up the researchers? I don't think so. I think they were meant to protect whatever the researchers uncovered, like the thunderstorm. Could these have been defenses against intruders? The idea is bleak but strangely reassuring. There should have been tougher defenses if the device was truly dangerous. The calm and in Rasuna's face tells me she caved to the same conclusion. Are either of you injured? Like they could hurt me. A couple of scratches, nothing serious. The stingers didn't get to me, so I'm poisoned, no worry about. All of you expect Lieutenant to return to duty. We will need all hands prepared for whatever awaits us at our destination. Where is it, ma'am? Deep space. No known worlds out there. We are jumping into depths of darkness. Our supplies are limited, so I'm ordering us to move to Rat 2. I survived the ration level 2 before, but I don't like its smaller portion, nothing wasted. You messed up, but completed the objective. We can do better next time. Dismissed. Yes, ma'am. Come on, sir, let's stop by my lab before I walk you back to your room. I want to take a look at your wounds. Not going to experiment on me, are you? Perhaps there might be information on where these things came from if there were a genetic weapon. I was kidding. That's why you don't joke about those sorts of things around Natalie. I remember that. Sure you will. Let's get back to the bridge store. We'll want to hear all about how you beat back swarms of mutant fish. Fine, have fun playing doctor. Let's go, Suri. Yeah. Here you are, going to take a nap? Not until I had to look at your wounds. Not their mad scientist. Not the mad scientist. Here I am, trying to make sure you're happy and healthy, and you're trying to escape from it. What if those wounds contain poison? I don't know. Take me to Staron. I'm starting to suspect that our good doctor might be trying to poke the medical supplies on the side. I'd rather be the one to inspect your wounds. Me too. He's very nice to me, but I always ask the strangest questions. What sort of question? I don't know. He doesn't ask them to me anymore. After a month or so, he just stopped caring about me or my existence. That's probably for the best. Where were you cut? My hand. Don't worry, I'm fine. Stop playing at me, please. Hand out. No. Don't make me get a sedative from the doctor. I'm not letting you get away without an inspection. If you insist. I am. You saved Kika and Freya today. A legendary warrior like yourself deserves the best treatment possible. I did. I saved them. Were you impressed? Very. You're not mad about me having to hit you with my tail, right? I try to be very careful. Normally people slap other person when they are being logical. Your tail had a lot more force. Sorry. Don't apologize. If you would have went with you, those things would have torn me apart. You saved my life today. Almost broke my arm in the process, but you did. While she distracted with thoughts of being a valiant warrior, I take her coarse hand in mine. Despite the protest earlier, I can see that her hand was sliced up pretty bad. I can see trace amount of liquid other than blood on her hand. With a small vial of rubber gloves, I hand up as much of the liquid infused blood as I can. I don't remember reading about my animals that can leave notable amounts of venom on the victim. What is it? I'm not quite sure. I want to have it analyzed though. You don't appear to be showing any signs of containment, but tell me immediately if you start to feeling funny. Knock knock. Not that kind of funny. On close inspection I can see that the slice was the right word for it. The cuts are clean and deep. How Suri managed to go without wincing as I clean up the wounds too remarkable. But why would a wild beast be able to claw up someone in such a purposeful, straight, and precision manner? This is most particular. So test it. I can see it in your eyes. You really want to go test it. Not until I finish banding up your hand. Don't worry. Don't you need to focus on? I don't know what I need right now. Just let me help. There. See? All better. Come on. I want to know what is bugging you. I want to know how you aren't moaning and groaning. Those were some deep cuts. These little scratches, they are nothing. I got them rougher up a lot worse. I guess that physical training has its perks. I'll go over to my identifier and pour the fluid into the mixer. Since we are in the shift heading for the furthest reaches of space, I'm not going to be able to use the database. I'm gonna have to hope that this is a common toxin. Yeah, that will happen. The mutant creature of some far-off world isn't going to be. What? That light? It's done. I pull up the readout expecting to see an error. No, it's a result. Tritexa? Crudetexon done. It's a toxin designed by Ralph Empire. It's lethal to Lupid and Kitsune. It's nearly 65% of direct contact cases. Most symptoms include muscle paralysis and short-term memory loss, and depending on the dose, rapid death. It works on a cellular level by preventing the exchange for oxygen and CO2. Against non-Lupid and non-Kitsune, it had very little effect. Most people don't show any effects even after direct exposure of the concerned content. That seems like a strange thing for mutant desert fish to excrete. Perhaps not. Those cuts, too clean to be a natural computer. How many matches do I have to for Reltin genetic weapon that match Lutin's description? Computer. Checking for database for known Reltin genetic weapons. Description matched 3 potential candidates. The Empire did this? Why would they attack scientists? They wanted the weapon for themselves, obvious. Still something here doesn't make sense. Why would you attack the scientists with such strange weapon if you already know the location? One of the most important rules of warfare is to know your opponent. Whoever they wanted to kill was Lupid or Kitsune. Maybe you are thinking about this the wrong way. Nothing in the research audio log suggested that the creatures who attacked him were fish-like. This is going out on a limb, but what if the Reltins arrived after the scientists? They could have killed the researchers and stolen their data. It would explain why we can't find any information. The last researchers managed to escape with the weapon with the Imperials in pursuit. Our friendly little fishies were meant to prevent us from following them any further. They knew we were coming and made a move to stop us. But how could they yam our attempt of understanding if they didn't know we were coming? They knew? The spy on the board has been forwarding all of our information to allowing the Reltins the chance to beat us to the punch. I need to talk to Freya before our insidious foe can get to her. She knows something so important that it was worth making sure she died on the planet instead of me. Who would try to kill Freya? Freya's harmless. What sort of sick mind would attack the innocent? Someone who knew our coordinates, who had direct access to my lab at one point, who has never had an alibi, who could bite Freya in a trap. But the only person who fits all those conditions is Kika. She would try to kill her friend. Would she? Pride can make people do terrible, stupid things. Don't you believe, Kika? It's a job to question examination until I can determine the truth. You must lead all really sad life, huh? Sad, I guess, is the little sad. Trust the combination that I can afford to have if I want to find the truth. The trust is something I can't have. I never thought about it like that. I always thought it would be fighting the legions of evil across the galaxy, finding villains and thwarting them with ease. I never thought I have to think ill about the heartbroken kitsune who lost their parents. I never thought it looked suspicious at a man who ran every day with me to improve my fitness scores. Hey, I'm there for you. Don't look so sad. I'm not sad. Okay, but if you are, you can always talk to me. I might not understand everything, but I am always be there to give you a center shoulder. It's nice to know. Let's get back to your room before the commander starts asking. Well, if you need me, no door will stop me from helping you thwart the truth culprit. Thanks, Suri. Her soft green eyes twinkle with happiness, and I can feel a little bubble of joy bloom in my heart. Knowing I have someone supporting me, if she's got crazy misconceptions on her pride, gives me hope. If I can find the culprit, find the researchers and his weapon, I stop everything. Nobody will need to suspect anymore. It's weird. I'm considering Suri's happiness more important of the priority than my promotion. I must be feeling sick, too tired to evolution the situation better. I think I know. Still, I like this warm fuzzy feeling in my heart. Alright, it's time to save now. Yes. It's a little long, but I like to end where it seems changes. But at least hit like and subscribe, and I see you next time. BroFive!